Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nilesh Algi and you are watching Techie Programmer. So today in this video we are going to learn the methods that we can use on the lists. So we have already discussed the data types in Python, and now here in this we are going to understand how we can change the data, add the data, reverse, remove, pop, insert. Let me just go through this everything whatever I have, you can see just on the screen. So the heading is that the built-in methods that you can use on lists, or the list is nothing but an array. So this is a method here, the notes, this is a notes actually, and what I have done is I have just given the method here and then the description here, and for each and every method that we have discussed here, I have given like example for each one of them. Let me just describe it, then you can just go to the example. I will just show you and explain you the example. So the method one, we just like we have a list, like for example here you can see this is our list. This is my list. This is my list. That is a variable, and it has a list of 1 3 2 5 3 6 and 8. So what we are going to do on this is append. When we say append, it adds an element at the end of the list. So let me just show you. Here you can see what I do is take the list, then period operation, like you just put a full stop or a dot, then append 10 to it. What does it mean is take the list and add, like insert a 10 at the end of this. So then let me just print my list, and here you can see this is the output here, and here you can see we have a 10 at the end. So this is how append operation works. So you can just see append adds an element at the end of the list. Then coming to the clear operation, clear removes all the elements from the list. You can see this is the last example that I have mentioned here. When you say this is my list dot clear, when we use the clear operation on that, it will just clear all the like data that is present, and you will be returning this last empty empty list. Then next, moving on to this third one, that is copy. A copy, when you say my list dot copy or my list period copy, it just copies the same content and assign it to a new variable. So here you can see what I have done is the new list is equal to my old list. This is my list dot copy. When I say my list dot copy, what it does is it returns a copy of that particular list, and then that is assigned to new list. Then I'm going to print the new list. So here you can see on the second we have the copy. This is the first list, the top first one, and then we have this second one. This is just the copy of the first list. So this is how copy works. Then coming to the third one, that is count. Count returns the number of element with the specified value. Count, just what it does, it, for example, in my list the number 3 is repeated 2 times. So if I want to count an element, that number of how many times it has been repeated, what I can do is I can use a method called count, and I can say in my list count something that is 3. So it can be anything. If I just insert here 2, then it will return me out as 1, and if I say insert here 3, because 3 is 1 and 2 times, so it will return me 2. And when I run this, I will be getting this output here. Here you can see this is the 2 that we are getting as output. Then what we can do is, next, moving on to the next, is extend. For example, if you have a list A and you have a list B, and what you want to do is you want to just make your new list a big list. Like if you have list 1 and list 2, and if you want to add the content of list 2 into list 1, what you can do is just say, like for example, this is my new list, so I've made like n underscore list, and this is my another set of list. Then what I'm going to do is n list n underscore list dot extend with my list. So my list is this, and just extend this with this, and let me just print this. Then here you can see I have my n list, then as the operation is done on n list, so first we can see the values for n list, then we can see our new list, or like my list, whatever the content of my list is. After understanding the extent, let us move on to the next one, that is dot index. As it says, like index, it returns the index of the first element with the specified value. For example, if I say I want to know the index of this 3, then if I enter, let me just show you here, you can see if I want to know the index of that 3, then if I say my list dot index of 3, then it will return me the index of 3. So let me just go here, and you can see this is the 0th position, this is the first position. So if the variables are, I mean if the data content of the data is like repeated, then it will check for the first one. For example, if the 3 is repeated here, it won't go here and count the index for this, it will count the index for here, because you can see as the description says, returns the index of the first element with the specified value. So what it does is, when I say index for 3, then it returns a numerical value, and I will store that in x, and let me just print here x, and then here you can see it returns 1. So it means that your like x is, or this number 3 is located at index 1, and even that makes sense because this is 0 and this is 1. So after knowing what is index, let me just tell you what is insert. Again, as we see, like it just means like inserting some data. What you can do here, it adds, like description says, adds an element at the specified position. So what we do is take insert operation, then here we mention the index of that. Let me just show you. Here you can see, if I want to insert 1 2 3, this is like 123 is a number, and if I want to insert 123 number at the position of index 1, what I'll do is I will just write as my list dot my underscore list dot insert at the index 1. Here this is the index position, and if I mention the index position as 1, and this is the data, this is the index, this is the data, I just separated by a comma. So make sure here you write your index value, and here you write your data. So what it does is, this data is relocated in this, like my underscore list, then I print that my list, and here you can see I have the output, that is 1 123 then 3. The index location of 3 was 1, now it is shifted one number ahead, and it has made place for 123 at index position 1. So this is how it works. So then next what we will do is, once done with that, like this is a pop operation. Pop operation, what it does, it removes whatever, like this is a pop operation. If you just leave it empty, it will just remove the last item, and if you specify, like I have specified here 0, it means pop the element from the 0th index. So what it does is, it just pops, or it means it removes the data from the 0th index and updates the my list, and then it returns, it updates the my list as well as return what value it has popped. For example, in this case, my list starts with 1, you can see it starts with 1. So if I say pop 0, then it will remove 1 from my list, and then it will assign that 1 to this data, and then later we are printing this data. So here you can see it prints 1. So this is how pop operation along with index works. Then coming next to remove, so you can just go here to the method called remove, and remove, what it does is, it removes the first item with the specified value. For example, it does the same here as we had specified the index. In this we specify the value. In the pop function we specify index, in the remove function we specify the exact value. For example, if I want to pop a number 3, then I just enter number 3, and in this case what we are going to do here is, we have added this 1 2 3 at the index position 1, and along the flow, if I want to remove that 1 2 3, what I will, or 123, what I'll do is my list dot remove 1 2 3. So what it does is, it search for 123 number in that It's not an index, it's a value. It search for the 123 value and just removes that, and then it updates my list. And here if I print that, then I will be getting an output with we do not wherein we do not have this 123. Here you can see this. I had popped 1, so 1 is missing here, and I have removed 123, so 123 and 1 are missing in the new my list. So it makes sense because we had popped this and we had removed this. So this is how it works. After doing pop remove, what we are going to do is let us reverse. So reverse operation, what it does is it just reverses the list. For example, this is our list right now. Here we can have, this is our list right now at this position, and then what I do is my list dot reverse. Then what it does is just reverse the list, like 10 comes here, 8, just index positions are reversed. Then coming to the sort function, what it does is it arranges the data in the ascending order. So here you can see my data is messed up, like I have reversed it. Once I have popped it up, and then the data is completely messed. And if I want to sort it in the ascending order, what I can do is just say my list dot sort. So let me just go up here for the description. The sort sorts the list in the ascending order. So that is how the sort operation works. So what we will do is mylist dot sort, so it just means sorting. Then print mylist. So what it does is it just prints the list in the ascending order, or arranges the list in the ascending order. And finally, if you want to clear the content of the list, what you can do is just say, like, instead of removing one by one, if you want to completely clear that list, then what you can do is mylist dot clear, which clears all the data in the your list. And then you print it. Let me just print it. Then here you can see we have the empty list. So this is all, like, you can see my list. Then we are not assigning this my list dot clear and saving it into another variable. This means this operation is taking on place, like in place, like it is taking on itself. So this is how these are what the methods that we can perform over lists. In the next video, we are going to understand the built-in methods that you can use on tuples. So if you have made up to the end, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. That's it for today. See you in the next video.